What's up? I'm Tyler.
And I'm Dakota.
And this is the Bourbon and Business Podcast,
where we interview successful businessmen and women to let you in on why success doesn't have a single formula to follow.
We also have a little bourbon tasting along the way, because why not?
Why not?
So guys, please enjoy this episode and let us know your thoughts at Bourbon and Business Podcast on Instagram.
Coming to you from the Bourbon and Business Studio here at the AC Hotel in Ridgeland, Mississippi. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Dakota.
And this is the Bourbon and Business Podcast. How you doing this morning, Dakota?
I'm incredible, Tyler. It is freezing outside, but I love it.
Yeah? Well, you want to tell our listeners about this great view we have here at the AC Hotel?
Man, we are in the AC Hotel in Ridgeland, Mississippi. It is absolutely fantastic here. They have breakfast, lunch, dinner. They've got event spaces for networking events. They have events. They've got a fireplace outside that's fantastic. They have a gym here that's incredible. They've got it all, man. Whether you're in town for a business trip, whether you're in town for a family vacation, meeting family or whatever, Thanksgiving's coming up, this is the spot.
Yeah. If you're not using the AC Hotel, especially for your business events, you're missing out. So, well, you want to introduce our guest to us?
I do. Today we have special guest, Babette Jones, founder, CEO, and owner of 619 of 1865 Spirits. Babette, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you this morning. And what are we sipping on, Dakota?
Today we're sipping on a little Mellow Corn. It is a corn whiskey, if you did not know.
Yeah. Well,
you mellowing out after sipping it?
I will say it's got a good burn. What did you pay for that bottle, Dakota?
That was, I think that was like $15.
So $15. I mean, I'm going to have to give it for $15 an 8.3.
Okay.
So it's really good, smooth. It's got a good burn to it. I really like the burn a lot to it. So especially on a cold, rainy day, it's hard to beat. And to all our listeners, if you're looking to pick up a bottle of this, you need to go to Cheers Vineyard in Gluckstadt, Mississippi. They have pretty much everything you can think of, from whiskey selection to wine selection to tequila.
To stories behind every bottle.
So
got it all.
Go and ask for JT and get you a bottle.
Yep.
Well, Babette, we appreciate you coming on this morning. We like to kind of take the first part of this segment here and just tell our listeners who you are, where you're from, and then how you got to the point of founding your company.
Yeah. So again, thank you a lot for having me today. And again, as they said, I'm Babette Jones, CEO and founder and owner of 619 of 1865 Spirits, and I'm located in Greenville, South Carolina. 619 of 1865 is more than just a drink for consumption. It's actually history, love, kindness, and unity, all canned for your consumption and enjoy. So 619 of 1865 was actually founded in a group of friends that's been friends for over 20 plus years. We've traveled the world together. We've raised our children together. And this particular weekend on June 19th of 2022, we rented a home in Hilton Head, just doing as we do, enjoying each other and just having fun. One of our friends created the original coconut rum drink. And me being the entrepreneur I am, I was like, wow, this tastes really good. We start having some issues at the home. We had to call maintenance and housekeeping over. And by the end of the night, we were enjoying a drink with just total strangers. And everyone had just become like family. It was crazy. So up until 1:00, total strangers had come into our space of friends that had become family, and they had become family. So we go on, we just continue to enjoy the weekend. We all leave that Sunday and go back to our homes across the United States because our friends are all over the U.S. And then in February of 2023, one of my good friends that was there that weekend, and he died all of a sudden at age 51. And so Jimmy and I were a lot alike. He was a big personality. He was the type that wanted to build a big tent so that everyone, no matter where you come from, could be under that tent just to enjoy life. And so my personality is a lot alike. And that really hit our friends that had become family really hard. We all ended up, so Jimmy had a daughter that was a senior in high school, and she was getting ready to graduate. So we did what we normally do. We support each other. We flew to Dallas to get her ready to graduate from high school. And I asked my friend Charles, I was like, serve that drink that you made in Hilton Head. And so he served it. About 80 to 90 people enjoyed this drink at a pre-graduation celebration over the age of 21. And I was like, wow, this is something. I think we might have something. So I'm in the philanthropy space and help build an institute in my community that allow entrepreneurs and innovators to come to the community and show what they got. So I actually entered a local Shark Tank and was accepted with 28 other entrepreneurs. It's called the Hill Institute for Entrepreneurs and Innovators, created by Furman University. So I got accepted, went through an 8-week boot camp. At the end of that 8 weeks, we were allowed to present our idea to a group of judges. And those judges were going to pick the 5 finalists that would go to the big stage. And the big stage would allow those entrepreneurs and innovators to present their idea to the wider community, venture capitalists, investors, the city of Greenville. And so, guess what? I was one of the 5. So, God blessed me to make it to the top 5. And so, I did what I normally do. I just bring the energy and just try to pull people into my space and environment and let them feel what I feel. And so, after I presented, guess what? I won the product line.
Wow.
Wow.
And once I won the product line, that was October 19th of 2022. I went back to my friends that had become family and I said, y'all, this is an aha moment. I think that we have something on our hands. So I won the grant that kind of propelled me to start raising money. And I started raising capital to try to bring this drink to market. And God blessed me and allowed me to be able to do that. So that was October 19th of 2023 that I won. So I started raising capital. And by May of 2024, I had raised over $350,000 to
Wow.
bring this drink to market. And so I truly believe in social capital. Social capital is real. When you build relationships, it might be immediate gratification and it could be gratification years down the road. So after I raised that money or the capital, we were able to do a launch party October 19th of 2024. I was able to launch our prototype to our community with over 900 guests, which was just a year ago. And so after that, I hired um, experts in the field that had been in the field for over 25 years. And we went to market. We found our flavor house, took our prototype, made that into consumer ready. We left the flavor house and found our co-packer in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And by January, we were in the cans with a pilot run of about 6,000 cans. And it has truly blown my mind. So January 10th of 2025, I had a store reach out to me because people had started calling liquor stores wanting our drink. And he wanted to do a tasting. And we did a tasting at his store. After that, I hired a consultant and a sales team. And by March, we had distribution. And as of today, less than 7 months being in the market, we're in over 33 locations across the to win home first. I think that when I was able to win home, let people know that hey, my hometown, my state, they're behind me, and a lot of momentum is here. That's where we are. So this is November 1st. I was like, wow, it's November 1st already. I'm super
Yeah.
excited where we are headed. We are looking at Q1 to go to an online ordering platform, which will open me up to about 43 states. And I'm looking to this time next year be in pretty much all states across South Carolina. So I'm looking to come to Mississippi and get where the bourbon or the whiskey that you spoke about this morning. I pray that we're able to get in that store also. And our tequila will give you a burn. So we have two cocktails on the market. We have the original coconut rum, which was made by my friend, and then we have a grapefruit agave tequila, and that has the burn to it. And the reason that I picked the grapefruit agave tequila is because if you have not figured out, listeners, 619 of 1865 is actually in commemoration of Juneteenth. I didn't pick the word Juneteenth because I truly believe that when we, meaning people from all walks of life, are able to come together to talk about history, create memories, and share stories together, our community and our world is a better place. We can all learn and we can give and take from each other. It's amazing when you talk to people that you don't even know from different walks of life what you can gain. And it has truly been a blessing in my life just to be able to meet people, total strangers. And 30 days, 60 days later, we're like family. I'm going to give you a prime example. Last summer, my husband and I had gone to Canada and we had gone to Montreal actually. And we didn't realize it was a jazz festival going on. We go to this jazz festival, we're enjoying ourselves. July of 2024, we meet this family, total strangers. We started talking with them, went out to dinner with them, and they actually came to our launch party. So we met in July of 2024. October, they were coming to South Carolina to help me launch this product. So I truly believe that relationships are real, social capital is real. And I'm not asking everybody to love everybody, but just love somebody next to you. Show a little kindness, show a little love. And that is what 619 of 1865 is all about, a spirit of excellence bringing the world together.
Well, Babette, congratulations on everything that you've done. I mean, you covered a ton of information there, and y'all have come a long way from the initial phase of launching the product. Tell our listeners a little bit about, because we know in the alcohol space, it's a little bit harder than just saying, hey, I'm going to start a business and get it off the ground. What was it like getting around or getting through all the regulations and getting the product on the shelf?
Yeah, so it's truly been a blessing, and the capital that I raised again, excuse me, allowed me to get the experts in place. So I got my counsel in place. I have a beverage attorney, food attorney out of New York that helped me with the TBB and all the licensing that was needed to bring the product to market. Then I hired an IP, the intellectual properties attorney, so that we could lock our IP down, our copyrights, and our slogan and logos so that that could be ours and nobody would be able to take that from us. So we've been able to do that. And then I was able to hire a corporate attorney to make sure that nobody would come in, even within my circle, to try to take this from me because God gave me the vision. He gave me the resources to bring this to market. And I am truly just blessed and amazed at how far and quickly we have moved because normally it takes about 5 to 6, maybe 10 years to get a liquor brand off the ground and into stores. So I truly believe it goes back to, as I said, building those relationships, social capital, and just having the right resources at the right time. And I hope I answered your question, but to your point,
Yeah.
it does take a long time to get that liquor in the market, but having those attorneys to help you get the licensing and within the states is very important.
For sure, for sure. Well, I mean, what was it like going from, I mean, basically just ground floor, y'all created this product, tried it while you were on a trip and said, hey, this is tastes great. Like, I think this can be successful to now, like you're actually seeing the success. What's it been like for you and your friends to experience that journey together?
Oh, wow. We are just amazed every day. And just being able to take that prototype and allow people to taste that prototype to see what we were trying to create, and then taking that prototype to the flavor house and allowing them to convert that to consumer ready it has truly, truly been amazing. And I'd love to get you all some samples so you can see exactly and taste exactly what we're talking about. One
Well,
thing that
we
I
love
would like
sampling
to
stuff.
say, yes, one thing I would like to say about entrepreneurship it is definitely a grind and a hustle. And I think that people have lots of great ideas. They're very good at innovation, but most people, when they hit roadblocks, they want to give up. And if you're truly an entrepreneur, you have to push through. We don't never know what's going to work. Nothing is ever guaranteed in life except for life and death and taxes, right?
Right.
Everything else we got to work really hard at. And I have put a lot of work into this. And I truly believe that this is part of the success that has been that has been given to us and God has allowed us to have because of my hard work. And I always say that if the investor would have given me the money and I would have just had the idea and I had not worked the way that I have, it would just be the money and the idea. But for me,
Yeah.
again, it is about building something not just for me, but for everyone in this world. Because again, we're trying to bring people from all walks of life together to create memories, share stories, and just have a good time. So we not only have
Yeah.
cocktails, we have a mocktail line too that we'll be releasing in
Nice.
Q1, Q2. So again, it's inclusive. We want everybody to be able to enjoy, and everyone are not drinkers. So you'll have an option to have the cocktail with 8% alcohol. You have an option to have a mocktail with no alcohol at all. And then we will have a water that we will release also. So we have something for everyone.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you touched on something very important
You have to
there.
rehydrate before you dehydrate.
I
Right.
think you touched on something. I think you touched on something really important there, where you talked about, entrepreneurs, and the ones that are successful are the ones that when they hit that roadblock, that they're able to overcome that. And I think, like you said,
Wham!
I
Just
think,
push
like you
right
said,
through it.
Right.
like so many times people just, they want to quit, give up, or they want someone to give them the answer. And when you're an entrepreneur, you really have to, a lot of times, create the answers for yourself and maybe do things that, something that no one's thought of before. And I think, like you were talking about getting your liquor brand on the shelf and the time that you did, there were probably a lot of roadblocks that came up that you said, hey, all right, we got to find a way around this. We got to find a way to make this happen. Most people would have sat and said, it usually takes 5 years for this to happen. So we're fine. So kudos to you for overcoming those roadblocks and getting your product on the shelf as quick as you did.
Yeah. And one big roadblock or bump or bruise that I would call it is over the summer while our cocktails were stored, we had some leakage in our grapefruit agave. And that leakage came because maybe the pH level or the nitrogen didn't hit maybe 1 or 2 cans. And those 1 or 2 cans ended up leaking and damaged a good bit of our products. And so we were now in 33 stores, and now I got this damaged product, and that would have been the easiest thing to do would be to give up. And I was like, no, we got to get through it. We're going to go through all these pallets and we're going to salvage all that is good and throw that is leaking away. And so we've been able to sustain that product from the leakage by going through the product hand by hand and saving what we could save. And as of today, we're down to just a few cases. So we go back into production on November 14th, which is going to give us 160 barrels, which is going to give us over 8,000 cases to get back in the market.
Wow.
Fantastic. What are you predicting for this next year? I mean, this current year has already seen extraordinary growth. I mean, from where you started, I think like January 15th, I think is what you said, when it was kind of like the first domino dropped, and everything has just kind of fallen in place since. What do you foresee for 2026 growth wise?
Yeah, so for 2026, I want to start my round 2 of capital because not only, as I said, 619 is not only for consumption, it's an entire movement. So my phase 2 is to build a complex where my nonprofit, when I launched our for-profit, I launched our nonprofit at the same time. So building a complex through our nonprofit that will have some affordable housing, some workforce housing, basically a community center for everyone in an opportunity zone in our community that will allow people that don't feel comfortable going into maybe a exclusive area of our city. They have the means, but maybe they don't feel comfortable. So I want to create an environment where everyone feels comfortable. And when you walk into this facility, it's not about 619 of 1865. It's about the experience that you will come in and that you will leave with.
Fantastic.
And you said a couple times, so is your product, is it actually in a can or is it in a bottle?
It is. It's in a can. So we're in a 12-ounce sleek can.
Okay, nice.
Are you able to pull your website up while we're on?
I don't think we can pull it up while we're on here, but we can, whenever we put some stuff out, we can try to find some pictures of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Perfect. Yes. So we're in a 12-ounce sleek can, and our packaging is 4 cocktails to a 4-pack, and they're selling in retail outlets for $14.99 per can. I was really, really impressed with our sales team and just some of the connections. We were able to get in one of our airports in our state, and we were able to knock truly off the shelf in the airport in 6 restaurants.
Wow. Nice. Well, tell our listeners a little bit about the sales process there. So obviously, your product's not just jumping on the shelves overnight. So you have a sales team out there that are they actually going and door knocking and finding these stores to get the product in?
They are. So as I said earlier, I was able to hire a consultant and a sales team that go across the state, and they are going to local liquor stores, big box liquor stores, and presenting our product and doing tastings. And that is the way that we've been able to get in over 33 locations. We've been approved for All Total Wines, which is one of your probably the largest liquor store in the country. So we've been approved for All Total Wines in South Carolina, but we ran out of product. So prayerfully, we'll get that product in the stores here soon. And Bottles is another big box store. So we're in Bottles, we're in Greens. So some of the big box stores we have been able to get in because of our sales team. And again, that capital is very, very crucial because you're having to pay the sales team and the consultants monthly and weekly when they're going out doing the tastings.
That's awesome, though. And, kudos to you for being able to learn on the fly. I think that's one of the biggest things that entrepreneurs have to be able to do is, you've got to be able to just roll with the punches. When you get knocked down, you got to just take it on the chin, get right back up and say, thank you very much. And may I have another, you got to be willing to take those hits and get back up.
You do.
It sounds like you've got a great team in place that's really helping really kind of facilitate the logistical aspect of things. Everybody's got an idea, but can you get the team in place to help you execute? That's the key.
Right. That's the key. And so I said earlier that I'm a serial entrepreneur. That's what I call myself. And I also call myself the unifier CEO because I truly believe in building bridges for others to cross because God has truly blessed me and my family. So I'm 61 years old and I'm in the prime of my life. So I want to be able to build a bridge and create generational wealth. So when I'm no longer here, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and children of this community and people that's coming behind me will be able to enjoy and say that, you know what, I remember or I know the lady that helped bring this community and this world together. Again, when we're able to bring people from all walks of life, it's amazing. And that is what drives me every day is people. Because at the end of the day, we can't do anything if we don't have people. People drive every aspect of our life, our business, anything that we touch, it's about people. And so I think that as leaders, we have to remember that we have to take care of the people.
Amen.
So true. And I think, that's such a big thing with brands now. People can see that, the leadership, the founders, do they care about people? What is their mission? And I think that's important today, and especially in the age where we have social media and that information is readily available. People want to support companies that support people. And I think that is a huge thing.
And Tyler and I talk about this often. It all comes down to your goal. We talk about this I mean, a ton before we started this podcast. We were just thinking, like, if we could touch one person that could make a difference then for another 1 to 10 people that could make another difference for 10, 20, 30
Absolutely.
people. Start that domino,
Yes.
and all that work was just more than worth it at that point. You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
just, if you can make that one domino fall, like I was talking about earlier, then the rest will come into place. You just got to have faith that it will.
Absolutely. I love that. And I always say that we're all 99.9% alike, more alike than we are different. And I always use this analogy. Someone on a transplant list, what do they want? They want the next organ that's going to allow them to have just maybe a few more minutes, a few more hours, maybe a few more years of life. They're not asking where that organ's coming from. So that tells me that we're more alike than we are different.
I
And when
love
I
that.
think
I love that.
when I think people can bring it to that simple analogy, they will understand that we are more alike. Yeah, our outsides look different, but when we peel back the skin, everything is the same. And it's just like a book. When we pick up a book, it's a beautiful cover. But until you start reading the contents, then you know what it's all about. And so I just take the simple things in life and try to bring that in front of people to let them know, you know what? We're all alike. We're all alike.
Love it.
Such wise words. Well, Dakota, give us your thought on the Mellow Corn.
Man, I am mellowed out, dude. Mellow Corn. It was good. Heavy corn flavor, obviously. Good burn, like you said. It is bottle and bond, so it's 100 proof. There's just not enough depth for me, is the word I'm going to use. There's not enough. It just left me wanting a little bit more. You know what I mean? But it was kind of light on the flavor aspect. So I'm going to land at a 7.5.
7.5.
Still not bad for a $15 bottle
so
of
we'll
whiskey.
give them a
Oh, wow.
7.8 for the Mellow Corn for $15.
Can't beat
Pretty
that.
darn good
Yeah.
rating. And Babette, we'd like to take this time, just tell our listeners where they can find your product. What's the easiest way to connect with your company?
Okay. Yes. Again, thank you for this opportunity. And the easiest way to connect with 619 of 1865, you can visit our website and you have to spell 6 and 19 out in letters. Spirits.com. You can go there, leave your name and your contact information, and we'll be back in touch. And then Q1, you will be able to go to our online ordering platform and order these amazing cocktails. We have 5 additional cocktails in the queue, the menu that we'll release 2 more in Q1, and we'll release them throughout the quarters of 2026. And we'll also be able to release our mocktails and water. So again, I appreciate this amazing opportunity to connect with Bourbon and Business, and super excited about where 619 of 1865 will be this time next year.
We're excited about it too.
Absolutely.
And excited to get some of those samples. When we get those, we'll tell you what we think.
No doubt. We'll do a little review on our
Absolutely.
socials.
So, all right.
Okay, great.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Okay, thank you too, and you all have a wonderful weekend.
You too, Babette.
All right, bye.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
If you have any feedback or would like to be featured, reach out to us at bourbonandbusinesspodcast@gmail.com.
Or find us on Instagram at Bourbon and Business Podcast.
Thanks again for listening.
Follow us for more content and info on the next episode.